Have you ever wondered why the world so often misunderstands men like us? Why our independence, resilience, and quiet strength are mistaken for something darker? Gentlemen, this is the paradox of the Sigma male, a journey of self-mastery and unshakable resolve that confounds and challenges the norms of society. We are Sigma males. We tread a path few dare to explore, embracing solitude, self-reliance, and a steadfast commitment to living on our terms. And yet, this very essence, this refusal to conform, often casts us in the role of the villain. But why? What is it about our nature that unsettles others? Let's begin with this truth: people fear what they don't understand. In a world where conformity is the standard, standing apart, not out of rebellion but authenticity, creates discomfort. We are not driven by the need to dominate like alphas or to follow like betas. We exist outside the hierarchy, navigating life with a stoic calm that often feels alien to those around us. 1. Speak the unvarnished truth. Gentlemen, the world prefers its truth sugar-coated. Most people find comfort in words wrapped in softness, but we don't indulge in such luxuries. Honesty, raw and unfiltered, is our currency. If something doesn't make sense, we point it out without hesitation. If someone's actions lack integrity, we call it out without fear of backlash. This straightforwardness, rooted in the Stoic principle of valuing truth above all, often leaves others uneasy. They mistake our clarity for coldness, our honesty for cruelty. But we understand that truth, no matter how uncomfortable, is the foundation of growth. People sometimes resent us because our candor forces them to confront realities they'd rather ignore. Yet, we see this as a form of respect, giving others the gift of unfiltered insight rather than letting them wallow in comforting lies. 2. We refuse to follow the crowd. In a world obsessed with trends and groupthink, we walk alone. Not out of defiance, but because our values guide us. The Stoics teach us to live in harmony with our principles, not the whims of society. This independence, however, makes us a target. People project their insecurities onto us, labeling our solitude as arrogance or our detachment as hostility. They're unsettled by our ability to think critically and act decisively without seeking validation. While others scramble to keep up with societal fads, we remain steadfast, building lives of substance rather than fleeting approval. This refusal to follow makes us unpredictable, and what's unpredictable often feels threatening. 3. Our mystery breeds misjudgment. Gentlemen, the Sigma male's poker face is our shield. We don't wear our emotions on our sleeves or broadcast our thoughts to the world. This leaves others guessing, often assuming the worst. They project their fears onto our silence, interpreting it as scheming, aloofness, or even disdain. But as Stoicism reminds us, our peace lies within. We're not here to perform for others, but to preserve our inner tranquility. Our mystery is not intentional obfuscation, but the natural result of our introspection. We're focused on our goals and priorities, not on crafting an image to please others. Ironically, this focus often makes people curious about us, yet simultaneously wary because they cannot fit us into neat, predefined categories. 4. We master our emotions. In a society that demands emotional displays as proof of sincerity, our calmness is seen as coldness. When faced with chaos, we remain composed. When confronted with joy or sorrow, we process it inwardly. This emotional self-control, a cornerstone of Stoic practice, is often misread as indifference. But we know the truth: real strength lies in mastering our emotions, not being mastered by them. While others react impulsively, driven by fleeting feelings, we pause, reflect, and choose our responses deliberately. This emotional discipline isn't about suppression, but about channeling our feelings into purposeful action. Unfortunately, those who lack this control may see our steadiness as unnatural or even robotic, mistaking our mastery for a lack of humanity. 5. We value control over our lives. Control, gentlemen, is not about dominating others, but mastering ourselves. We carve our own path, deciding how to spend our time, energy, and resources. This autonomy, however, is unsettling to those who rely on external validation. They see our independence as defiance, our self-assurance as a threat. But as Marcus Aurelius wrote, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. By refusing to be enslaved by societal expectations or external pressures, we embody a level of freedom that others envy but rarely admit. Our self-sufficiency challenges the narrative that happiness comes from external sources, and this contradiction can make people uncomfortable. Gentlemen, shout out to this incredible Sigma male community. Every like, comment, and share strengthens our mission to master Stoic wisdom and embrace our Sigma identity. Subscribe and turn on notifications. Let's keep sharpening our Sigma mindset together. 6. We thrive in solitude. The lone wolf, a label society assigns to men like us. But our preference for working alone is not a rejection of others, it's a commitment to clarity and focus. While others chatter and seek consensus, we act. We cherish solitude not because we dislike people, but because it's in solitude that we find clarity and direction. Our results speak for themselves, yet our independence often breeds suspicion. People mistake our solitude for scheming when, in reality, it's a testament to our self-sufficiency. We thrive because we're not distracted by noise or weighed down by unnecessary social obligations. This ability to function and excel on our own terms highlights others' dependence on constant interaction, which can make them resentful or wary. 7. Our quiet confidence intimidates. Confidence is expected to be loud, flashy, and attention-seeking. But ours is quiet, unshakable, and rooted in self-belief. This subtle strength, so at odds with societal norms, can feel threatening. People mistake our calm assurance for superiority, our reserve for calculation. But as Seneca reminds us, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. We are content with ourselves, and that's a rarity that others struggle to comprehend. Our lack of boastfulness is misunderstood as arrogance when, in reality, it's the result of knowing that our worth isn't tied to others' perceptions. This quiet confidence disrupts the status quo, making those who equate loudness with strength feel insecure in our presence. 8. We challenge the status quo. Sigma males are natural disruptors, not out of spite, but because we refuse to accept mediocrity or outdated norms. We question traditions and push back against societal expectations that no longer serve a purpose. This resistance to blind adherence unsettles those who find comfort in conformity. Our unwillingness to conform is not about rebellion but about logic and improvement. Yet, to those invested in maintaining the status quo, we are seen as a threat. This perception of defiance often casts us in the role of the antagonist, even when our intent is simply to pursue better paths for ourselves and others. 9. We are selective with our connections. Sigma males don't seek attention or surround ourselves with crowds to validate our worth. We choose our connections deliberately, valuing quality over quantity. This selectiveness can make others feel excluded or undervalued. We don't participate in superficial relationships or fleeting acquaintances, we prioritize depth and authenticity. Unfortunately, this makes some people label us as aloof or antisocial, when in reality, we simply invest in meaningful bonds instead of wasting time on shallow ones. 10. We are comfortable with discomfort. In a world that avoids challenges and seeks convenience, Sigma males embrace discomfort as a path to growth. We willingly put ourselves in difficult situations to test our limits and refine our skills. This resilience can make us seem unrelatable or even unfeeling. While others avoid conflict or hardship, we see them as necessary steps toward self-mastery. Our ability to remain steadfast under pressure often makes us seem unyielding or harsh, even though it's a testament to our inner strength and commitment to self-improvement. Why then are we so often cast as villains? It's because we challenge the status quo. Our existence forces others to confront their own insecurities and question the norms they've blindly accepted. We don't fit neatly into the boxes society creates, and that makes us unpredictable, even intimidating. But remember, we are not here to seek understanding or approval. We are here to live authentically, guided by our principles and inner strength. The path of Sigma male is not an easy one, but it is a fulfilling journey. As Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. So, gentlemen, let them misunderstand us. Let them cast us as villains if that's what helps them sleep at night. We know who we are. We are Sigma males. Independent, resilient, and unyielding in our pursuit of a life well lived. And in that, we find our greatest strength.